Hi. I'm Meng Yu from Changgung Memorial Hospital in Taiwan. I am a cardiac surgeon and a physician educator. This is my first time joining Amy. Here, I'm glad to share our experience of using simple web technologies to build an online flipped classroom during COVID-19 pandemic with you. We have no conflicts of interest to declare. Background: COVID-19 pandemic has brought a massive challenge to medical education. Learning in hospitals becomes somewhat risky to medical students without COVID-19 vaccination and training for epidemic prevention. Online teaching is an essential strategy to keep education going at this moment, especially in topics of basic medical knowledge. My colleagues and I found that moving our classrooms online was a big challenge. We never did this before. Besides the IT problems, we also did not know how to evaluate our students online. Therefore, I realized that I must learn some new skills to break the barriers hindering me from e-teaching. What are the barriers to e-teaching and e-learning? All involved persons have their own barriers to conquer, as SSRI reported in 2011. In our case, the main barriers of e-learning are the motivation in students, the insufficiencies of IT skills in e-curriculums designed in teachers, and an underdeveloped platform. After evaluating the barriers and urgency of releasing e-learning to medical students, we decided to adopt some simple web technologies to build small online classrooms as a pilot attempt. Now, I'll introduce our experience of e-learning during the 2020 COVID-19 outbreak in Taiwan, from 0 to 1. During the outbreak, we started e-learning to the Year 4 medical students, from March to May. We used synchronous online lectures to teach in the beginning. However, after several trials, we found flipped classroom model could bring more interactions in the online class than synchronous lectures. This advantage is known to be associated with pre-class preparations. Therefore, we decided to use a lecture video and online test offering an instant auto-reply to enhance the efficacy of active learning in students before they attend the online class. What strategies could we use to increase the students' engagement in the online class? Based on our past experiences, medical students were attracted to learnings related to medical licensing exam, MLE, and were more proactive in competition games. So we put these domains into our e-curriculum. To create the above-mentioned e-curriculum, we needed to use PowerPoint, website creator, YouTube, and web conferencing software. Google Form was essential for the auto-reply test online. Before the online class, we emailed the students to invite they visiting our website via the attached hyperlink or QR code. This was our process to produce the pre-class materials and display them online. The website is the headquarters to execute our e-learning. When you touch this picture, it will go to the subpage, like this. We actually sent the QR code, or links of this subpage, to students. They could watch the video on my YouTube channel and complete the post-test made by Google Form. At the beginning of the online class, I asked the students to sign in with real names. And I asked them if any questions about the pre-class learning. After solving their problems, I would start a quick answer race to test their learning outcome individually. Before ending, I would remind them to upload a perception report of this online flipped class. This slide shows the process of the quick answer race. First, I would show the multiple choice question. The question was related to the pre-class lecture and extracted from the Taiwan MLE database. I'll read the question and call a student to answer it within 3 minutes. The student got a score if answered correctly. If the student failed, I'd open the question to all. Before entering the next question, I would review the related concept in the lecture video and explaining my thinking process to reveal the correct answer. After all these efforts, did we bring a good learning experience to the students who are never exposed to online flipped class in medical education? The perception reports will provide us the answer. This slide shows our conceptual framework of themes with impact on e-learning in this online flipped class. After thematic analysis, we found there were 3 major themes: in the students' perception reports. The first theme was, the pre-class e-learning facilitated their entire learning. They particularly appreciated the lecture video for its repeatability. The second theme was, the quick answer raising class made them anxious. Most but not all the students enjoyed being challenged, although they are all welcome to have MLE-related learning. Third, the teachers' attitudes in the class also affected their performance in the class. A friendly and proactive attitude could decrease their competition anxiety. At last, they concluded that they had learned much this time. As a young man wrote, "I felt that my learning effectiveness in the online class is higher than learning in traditional environments." Discussion. Reflections to the experience. Did e-learning become easier than 10 years ago? I am not sure if the answer is yes. Let's see what's the new barriers of e-learning in 2020. The barriers are lack of motivation, expectation, resources, and IT skills. Still the same things as in 10 years ago. Based on our report, the technical problem should be the easiest one to be conquered. Most of the software we used is free, but you still need to spend time on it. Motivation and expectations shall be the most critical things, driving to creation and innovation. If you have motivation and expectations, you can learn the necessary skills to design and implement your e-curriculum within a short time. Our conclusion. Using simple web technologies to create small online flipped classes was a practical strategy to maintain medical education during the pandemic. A high-quality pre-class lecture video, a competition game, and a proactive teacher are important factors to increase students' engagement and satisfaction toward e-learning. Finally, I want to say, my dear colleagues, the way of teaching is changing. We need to learn some web technologies and get used to teaching on air. Okay, thanks for listening. If you want to know more, you can contact me via this email address. Ciao.